Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is Faceoff number 11. So we will be taking a look at these two products. I do have a little pre-ramble that I have to go through so you understand what you're seeing. If you would like to see more content like this, there is a PayPal in the description of this video and all videos, and I accept gladly small donations there. Thank you for your consideration. So, this is Copenhagen Fine Cut Wintergreen in a seasonal can and Levi Garrett Wintergreen Snuff. And I just found these at the back of my mini refrigerator because I was supposed to do this face-off a couple months ago. That all said, you won't be seeing date codes on the back of these. They are both slightly out of date, a bit out of date now. All right. I will know. I'm very familiar with both of these products at this point. I will know if there is anything off about them. And if that is the case, well, to be blunt, you'll never see this video. Let me put it that way. That said, my only personal concern with this review is that I have not had these out of the fridge long enough. I'm afraid they weren't in the freezer, but they were next to it in a mini refrigerator, and they were very cold. They have finally stopped fogging on the metal lids, and I think I'm okay. We are going to take this over to the desk, take a closer look at the products inside the cans. I will be showing the lids and how you would identify from the banding, although I will tell you right out the gate that you're going to have a hard time with the Copenhagen product because they have no major branding on the side of this thing. In general, because I plan on doing quite a number of these face-offs through the winter, I will not be going into full packaging detail. At the end of these videos, 2 videos for each product, one for each product, will pop up, and they will be reviews that go over the packaging, etc., and so forth. With that, let's take it over to the desk and take a look at what's going on inside these 2 cans. Back in a moment. Okay, so hopefully everywhere in the country now has their cans slotted like this on racks. When I started this channel, there were some areas of the country that were still slotting them like this. Now, with the Levi Garrett product, that's what you're looking for. And there's one of those weird holes. All right? And I bring that up because a subscriber brought that up to me a number of months ago in my email. But that's what he was talking about. I hadn't seen one in person yet, but that is it. So this is fairly easy to identify. It's going to be green down here and over here. All right? The Copenhagen product, although that is a excellent lid, that is a really, really good lid, only Copenhagen is raised and they have the Copenhagen offset to the side. The Copenhagen product does not have any major branding because everything's taken up with their Cope Rewards thingy. So that could be a problem. Hopefully everything in all areas of the country are now slotted like this. But if not, this is going to be easier to identify from banding. Anyway, so we're going to open these up. Now, this is a American Snuff Company product. This is obviously a U.S. smokeless tobacco company product. This is probably going to be priced higher in all markets, which is sort of goofy because this is only 70% domestic tobacco and 30% imported, whereas the Copenhagen product is 100% U.S. tobacco. So 1 point to Copenhagen right out the gate for that. Now, the American Snuff Company product here, which I am opening, the Levi Garrett, is snuff, and the Copenhagen product is fine cut. Is it fair? Yes, because the Levi Garrett Wintergreen is basically a fine cut. and you will see what I'm talking about in a moment. All right? Then we will open up this guy. So, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company is headquartered out of Nashville, Tennessee, and American Snuff Company is headquartered out of Clarksville, Tennessee. So opening them up, we'll put this, I don't know if I'm going to have room for all this actually. And yeah, the Copenhagen Pride still wants to be like a puck. I was shaking it around, but you can sort of see. So looking at the two cuts. Now, the Copenhagen cut is going to be preferable to me than their snuff cut, because their snuff cut I always find rather hard to deal with. I will be bringing the camera down. As you can see, there is moisture coming off on the paper towel. The product appears fine to me. Now, the Levi Garrett also, you can see where the moisture is coming off. And when I bring this camera in, you're going to start seeing what I'm talking about them both sort of being a fine cut. So let's do that now. This part right here being the Copenhagen, and this over here being the Levi Garrett. As you can see, the Levi Garrett is comparable. The Levi Garrett right here is comparable in cut to the Copenhagen fine cut. The issue is, from a naming standpoint, that the Levi Garrett here is snuff. But basically, the two cuts are near identical. And from my own personal standpoint, that's fine. I find actual real snuff cuts hard to deal with. Both products are higher moisture, which is especially stand out with the American Snuff Company product, because American Snuff Company products tend, when you get, especially in the Grizzly line, tend to be on the dry side. All right, so with that, we will take it back up top. Okay, and we are back. So I am going to take the Levi Garrett first here. You get a very sweet wintergreen smell off this. To the touch, it is pretty soft. All right, it's touch-wise, it's pleasant feeling. I am very familiar with this product. Oh. I like the flavor. Sweet wintergreen I can get into. The flavor releases quick, and so is the nicotine. That said, do keep in mind, the nicotine level of the Levi Garrett wintergreen snuff is nowhere close comparable to the natural Levi Garrett signature snuff. which may very well be the highest nicotine level in a dip. I'm not saying the Levi Garrett Wintergreen is weak. It is not. But it is not at that level. As I said, it is very sweet. It is soft to the touch. Which, coming from American Snuff Company, stuff that's sweet and stuff that has higher moisture is sort of stand out. And that brings me to another point here. This is sort of stand out because I've sort of seen this before in one of their products where I was like, well, how did they get here? And that product, that previous product, was Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen. If you go back and look at a review of that, it'll be on the Fine Cut series playlist, Fine Cut Wintergreen. I am very surprised because it's sweet and the moisture seems good, etc. and so forth. And I'm going to be honest, I have a suspicion, at least, unprovable, I can't prove it, that Levi Garrett Wintergreen Snuff is the same product as the Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen. I'd be willing to place money on it. Does it make it any less than a No, it doesn't. I liked the Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen. It was excellent. This also, for me, is excellent. It's sweet leaning, so if you don't like that, then it might not be your thing. The problem I have, and what everyone should have with this, is that the price points between the Levi Garrett Wintergreen Snuff and the Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen would be ranging. Now, I can't really put them up next to each other because I'm not even quite sure if the Grizzly product is still in production. And I would not be a bit surprised if it was not. They may be trying to hope that everybody has forgotten about it. But if you liked it, and that was your thing, and then you can't find it, this is your guy. But there's a significant price increase. So that is a bit of a sticking point in my mind, and I'm not using this every day. So it should be in yours as well. So with that, I'm going to get this out, and we're going to switch over to the Copenhagen product, and I'm going to talk about that for a little while. I would like to get these, and that's why I wasn't going over packaging. It wasn't because of out-of-date codes or anything. I'm trying to get these face-offs more condensed. Now, I had that pre-ramble in this one, so this one will probably run at the normal length for this playlist, but I'm trying to get them into a shorter format. So I will pause and be back in a moment. Okay, and I am back, and we now have the Copenhagen and something flashing at the top, which I don't want, so we'll be moving past that. So this normally, to me, would come off as sweet wintergreen. And thinking about it, if I think about it, it does. That said, having just done the Levi Garrett wintergreen, it's not coming off as sweet as it normally would, because that one may very well be sweeter. I've never done them one after another. So here we go with this. Again, this is very soft to the touch, and you can tell the moisture level is up there. But with Copenhagen, that's not such a surprise. I am running through some paper towels out here. Okay, so the wintergreen of the Copenhagen product is basically, for all intents and purposes, the wintergreen of Copenhagen. Like Copenhagen long cut wintergreen. The difference is the flavor hits you a little bit faster because of the fine cut and the nicotine too. What is it coming off to me as in comparison to the Levi Garrett. It's not as sweet as the Levi Garrett, and that's becoming very obvious to me now that I've just done it after it. The wintergreen of the Copenhagen product is a little bit sharper. It's got a sharper edge. I'm not going to make it sound like it's, like grizzly wintergreen, but in comparison to the Levi Garrett, it's not as sweet. It's a little sharper. The nicotine seems good in both of them, comparable in both. I don't see... One is, in all likelihood, higher than the other. But to compare them like, oh, one's way hot, no. They're about the same. So it's sort of a mixed thing with this, all right? Let me get both these cans here. I like the can design, all right? The packaging is sound. It's sort of got one of their new lockdown lids that they've been using on Kodiak products, etc. Everything's fine, with the exception of they seem to be having supply problems. This is basically, at this point, in my area at least, always some degree of out of date. All right? Now, as far as these products tonight, that's my goof up. They got shoved to the back, and since the fridge is lower than I am tall, I just didn't see them back there. It's not like the fridge is huge. It's a mini fridge. It's what I keep all review stuff in. American Stuff Company, since they have gotten rid of some of their production facilities, is having some serious, in my mind anyway, distribution supply issues. Everything's out of date. Now, the Copenhagen product, they're always in date because they have a sell-by date. Now, this one is out of date, yes, but that is, again, my fault. That's my fault, and then I took it upon myself to decide to do this, partly because this video cost a little over $12, and I didn't want to double that up and turn this video into costing $24. Plus, I really like this can. So, here we are. Both products were fine, as I thought they would be. It did give me a little pause seeing that hole. Now, the person that sent me the email was asking me, like, what is this? It's some mechanism that's catching the cans while they're going down the production line. All right? It's something that's meant to turn the can or whatnot. It's puncturing it. I hadn't seen that before in anything. And Lord knows I've bought enough of these and the signature, but that's what it is. Unfortunate that it's right on the cut line, but so the Copenhagen with the sell-by date is becoming now, and I've always said it was a big thing. Now it's a really big thing. That's a really big selling point. All right. The Levi Garrett, I like the sweetness of it. I like it, and out of the two, although I can appreciate the Copenhagen, I sort of like the flavor of this better. Nicotine-wise, they're comparable, so there's no winner there. The price point for this, especially if it's, Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen that they've put it in a shiny new can, is questionable, okay? And it's definitely questionable when it's only 70% domestic compared to Copenhagen's 100% domestic. In the end, is there a winner? No, I think people are going to gravitate to the umbrella company, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, or American Stuff Company, Copenhagen, or Levi Garrett. They're going to go with what they've always gone with. For me, flavor-wise, I prefer the Levi Garrett, but There's absolutely nothing wrong flavor-wise with this. I will use the can of it. I will use both cans. So all in all, it's sort of a draw. The big sticking point on me, for me, or the selling point rather, the one that would definitely take the prize, is the Copenhagen product because of the sell-by date. All right? So that's my take on it. This has been Face-Off number 11. Levi Garrett and Copenhagen. Yeah, okay. Outstanding seasonal can on the Copenhagen here. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do thank you for watching, and as I thought, we've run to about the point that we usually run to. All in all, thoughts. Well, I have a lot of thoughts, but I do not see a need to bring them any further in this video anyway. If you see either of these products and they are not slotted to the front, you will most likely have to ask for the Copenhagen Fine Cut Wintergreen, and you will most likely have to check it when the counter person brings it. Beyond that, it is the safer bet if you're looking for something in date. If you are looking for something even sweeter, though, it would be the Levi Garrett Wintergreen Snuff. Both of them, though, at the end of the day, although there is a change in names, Fine Cut and Snuff, are basically the same cut. They are a fine cut. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you are well. As always, do take care of yourselves, and God bless.